Bastrop, Texas is well known for its rich history, natural beauty, and an authentic vibe that you just can't find anywhere else. The city of Bastrop is proud to bring you Overheard at City Hall, a podcast aimed at bringing you, our community, inside the walls of City Hall to get to know the hardworking men and women of the city of Bastrop who wake up every day to serve you, our citizens. Join us as we discuss the many topics that on any given day may be overheard at City Hall.
Hey, Bastrop City Manager Paul Hofmann, and you're tuned into Overheard at City Hall, and we're on episode 4 of season 2, and today I'll be meeting with Kim Walters, our court administrator. Hey, Kim.
How you doing?
I'm doing terrific. Really excited about this discussion with you and learn all about Bastrop Municipal Court and what happens here. But first, I want to hear from you a little bit about your career and what led you to this position.
Well, I've been with the city for 15 years. Been the court administrator for going on 5-6 years now. I've held every position here from part-time all the way up. Started before that, I was 20 years in the Air Force. So wow. I kind of fell into this job by happenstance.
Okay. That's terrific. So what were your duties with the Air Force?
I had multiple roles. I worked on aircraft on the flight line. Loved it. Great job. Public health, environmental medicine. Did a lot of legal stuff for the adjutant general. And I could basically bring you in the Air Force or I could kick you out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. How did that experience help you with what you're doing now?
Well, the legal aspect really made a big difference because working with the Inspector General's office and the Adjutant General and some of that, really working on the federal level was really intriguing. So it kind of opened your eyes to a lot of things. Okay. But it's vastly, vastly different than
right.
a city environment as far as what happens legally.
Okay.
So it kind of just, it was a great ride.
Well, yeah, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So it occurs to me, and it always has, that people don't typically think of court and court administration, the whole set of subjects about municipal court being a core function of what a city does. And of course it is. It's just that it's, for many people, it sort of flies under the radar. Just generally, what is municipal court all about? What happens here?
It's something real simple. Something as simple as running a stop sign. If you run a stop sign within the city limits of Bastrop, you're going to end up in this courtroom or at our front window. Okay. So it's real simple. We handle fine-only offenses, but we have so many other functions because we have judges and magistrates that, heaven forbid anybody murders anybody, we're going to take care of that too if it happened in the city limits. So there's a lot of background functions that go on, but primarily we handle your ticket. That's our sole purpose is take care of whatever simple little law you broke.
Yeah, and these are municipal laws or ordinances.
Or ordinances, city ordinances. If you don't mow your grass, that's going to be handled by us too.
That's a code violation.
That is a code violation.
A nuisance code violation.
Correct. So we handle that too.
Right. Very similar to, as you're saying, a traffic violation. It is against city law to speed, to roll through a stop sign.
Don't use your cell phone in the city limits. Yes, all those little things.
We
turn into big things, though.
We also have a curfew.
We do have a curfew for juveniles, and that's Sunday through Thursday from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Friday and Saturday is midnight to 6 a.m. Please stay home. And all during school hours. Monday through Friday, do not go down to Tracy's Corner. You must be in school.
Oh, that's interesting. It's not just about nighttime.
It's not just nighttime. It is school hours also. Unless you're accompanied by a parent or a guardian, you're not supposed to be out.
So 16-year-old shouldn't be out on Cedar Street in the middle of the day during the school day. Who receives that citation?
The juvenile will receive that citation.
Okay.
And it can be issued by a BISD police officer. It can be issued by a city officer. Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So for someone who isn't familiar with the process, right? Someone who obeys the law typically and,
Sure.
and isn't subject to receiving a citation. What should they know about the process that goes on here? Tell them a little bit about the proceedings. There's a council-appointed municipal court judge.
Correct.
Judge Coy.
Correct. He's currently our presiding judge, and we have 2 associate judges also.
And the presiding judge is responsible for?
Day-to-day operations. He's in charge of the whole judicial side of it.
Right.
So if you get a ticket, that ticket's going to tell you, you must appear on or before X date. Mm-hmm. You can't appear by a phone call. You got to either talk to the judge or appear in writing, and he will review your case tabletop, in essence. So that's where it starts. You've gotten the ticket, you're mad, you got caught, you didn't do it, whatever. You still got to address that citation on or before that date that is on that ticket.
Right. And this is court, and so in court there's also a prosecutor.
There is, yes.
That prosecutor works for the city attorney.
Correct.
And I know I'm asking you to state the simple, but the prosecutor's function here is what?
To review and make sure that the elements of the crime really exist, that it's really there.
Okay.
And if somebody contests it and says, no, I didn't run that stop sign, well, that prosecutor is going to sit with them and give them an opportunity to explain that.
Right.
So, yeah, they work hand in hand.
Okay.
Every case.
And so what are the potential outcomes? There's
variables. The prosecutor has options. The judge has options.
Okay.
Some people may just want to pay the ticket and be done.
Right.
Those that have a commercial driver's license, that's about their only option. They don't have a lot of options, and that's the way the state law is written.
Okay.
They can take defensive driving for a moving violation. So there's an option to keep it off their record. They can ask the judge for basically their case to be deferred, a way to keep it off of their record. Or they can plead not guilty and go to trial. So
Okay.
there's many variables.
Okay.
And if a juvenile gets a citation, they don't always have the fine. You know, there's a fine assessed for everything. Every penalty is a fine, but maybe they're going to be assigned community service because they're 14 and they broke the law. Or
Right.
maybe they're going to have to write a 3-page essay to explain
Okay.
why they shouldn't have violated curfew. So the judge has many, many options, and each case is unique, so nothing's ever the same.
So we're typically talking Class C misdemeanors
They
here?
are all Class C misdemeanors, yes.
So jail time is not an outcome, typically?
It varies because each case is unique.
Okay.
Each case stands alone.
Okay.
Your speeding ticket may not be the same as somebody else's speeding ticket.
Gotcha. Well, thank you. Okay.
Sure.
So talk about the team. Who is the support here?
I have myself as the administrator. We have
Right.
the presiding judge and the 2 associate judges, and of course the prosecutor we talked about. We have a juvenile case manager, which is Patsy. She handles anything that has to do with the juveniles. She interacts with the schools, the truant officers, juvenile probation office. She handles all of that. So if you're a juvenile and you get a citation, she's going to work with the parent. She's going to work with the kid until that case is resolved.
Okay.
Then we have Ashley, who is the trial coordinator, and she handles, if you plead not guilty, well, she's going to be your go-to person to set up all the paperwork and get it ready for trial. And then we do everything else, that's assigned or comes across our desk, because there's a lot.
Yeah.
We have a title, but that's not all we do.
Right.
So
Well, and you guys are tremendous at what you do. I've worked with lots of municipal courts in my career, and generally have been impressed with the professionalism and responsiveness of all of them. Never before, until I got here, have I received so many compliments from otherwise people who are unhappy to be part of the process, who will provide feedback that comes up to me about how they were treated by you or Patsy or Ashley. And so,
well, thank you, because that's our big thing. Return every phone call, and we know they're mad when they come in here. We don't take it personally, but we want to make it the best experience we can. And hey, how you doing? What can we do for you? Give them their options. Even if they come in for stuff that it has nothing to do with us, we want to give the best customer service we can. And if we don't, well, then we need to know so that we don't do that, whatever it is, again. I mean, that's ultimately our goal.
So how's it working with the police department? There's got to be quite a bit of interaction there. Occasionally you need one of our officers to show up for court and testify.
We've needed them to testify. 2 weeks ago, we needed them to take somebody out of our courtroom in handcuffs. So, yes, we use them for their starts every case. So we need all their information. We need that interaction to know, hey, why'd you pull this person over? And, yeah, if they go to trial, we summons them, hey, I need you to testify. Here's your date. So there's a lot of interaction,
Cool.
Yeah.
So for that person who has to show up in court, what should that person know about how they appear, how they behave? Are there lessons that you can share about what they shouldn't do once they're here?
Well, we've had some unique experiences, some good, some bad, because people will come into the courtroom on a Monday morning at 10 a.m. And they don't know what to expect. First of all, please dress appropriately. No shorts, no tank tops, no pajamas, not a whole bunch of piercings, no offensive tattoos, cover them up. So
pajamas,
that's the big thing.
Pajamas, that's the thing?
Pajamas is a thing, and I was kind of surprised, but
Okay.
yes, please, we will send you away.
So you're coming to court, not Walmart.
You are coming to court. It is a court of law. It's a little different. Be a little respectful.
Yeah.
So when you're in court, please don't smack your gum, spit it out. Please don't talk on your phone. Leave.
Can you bring your phone into court?
Turn it off.
Turn it off?
Please turn it off because it's very disruptive and very
Right.
rude.
Sure it is.
And please don't cuss out people while you're in the courtroom.
Oh, that's helpful information.
Yes. Decorum is it's kind of important, to be respectful.
Yeah. Have you detected an increase in volume in workload recently?
It comes in peaks and valleys all the way around. It really
Yeah.
does. Pre-COVID, during COVID, post-COVID, it's kind of all every quarter there's something that's different, and that's just a pattern of behavior just
Sure.
with misdemeanor crimes in general.
What about seasonal? Hot
Full
weather?
moons.
Full moons.
Full moons.
Full moons are
That is
a
a
thing.
real thing. It is a
Okay.
real thing.
Well, we're just coming out of one.
Yeah, that is a real thing.
Okay.
Seasonal holidays, when it gets Christmas time, thefts go up. So that is definitely a moment that you can see the trends
Okay.
for sure. And then we're fixing to have graduation next week. There's some kids with some senioritis. You see a little trend there that they're ready, they're done. So there's a few more offenses when it involves the juveniles.
Right.
Yeah, right before spring break, right before Christmas holiday. So you see the trends.
Sure. It's some patterns there.
Absolutely.
Right. So you mentioned COVID. You were saying earlier that essentially we're back to normal operations. For a while, we weren't conducting live jury trials. All right. That was
Correct.
all virtual. And so we're back to normal in that regard?
Close to normal. We've learned a new normal.
Okay.
Part of it is our courtroom is not large like Travis County, Wilco, Harris County, that kind of thing. So we had some space constraints because also the building was locked down. So we were doing a lot of things remotely, a lot of things by email, by fax, in writing, other ways to still, because people were still breaking the law. That didn't change. How we handled their cases made us do things differently. Now the doors are open. We're having open court. We have a backlog of jury trials. We have a backlog of bench trials. A bench trial is just with the judge. A jury trial, needless to say, we're going to bring in the citizens. So we're slowly getting that back and ramped up so that we can get that caught up. Otherwise, we pretty much flowed through COVID pretty smoothly as far as caseloads.
No, I'm
and
sure
getting
you
them
did.
processed.
Well, thank you for that.
There were some things that the judge did, made some extra extensions on some cases because of constraints, because people might have been, secluded in their house.
Sure.
So that changes, well, I can't appear for court, needless to say, because I'm in lockdown. So the judge made some arrangements there too, as far as timeframes to report to court, those kind of things.
Okay. So if a person wants to look up docket information, that available on our website?
Our weekly docket list gets posted.
Okay.
So that's out there, excluding juveniles. Their cases are not put out there.
Okay.
If you want to know if you got a warrant, my warrant list is out there too. Or you
Okay.
can call us. If you need to verify when your court date is, you've lost your ticket, it's in the glove box, it got towed away when your car was wrecked, whatever, call us.
If you have a warrant, that's something that's good to know.
Yes.
You want to
kind
know
of
that.
want to know that.
You kind of want to know that.
Right.
Right. All right. So what else should people know that I didn't ask? We're not Elgin. We're not Smithville.
We're not Elgin. We're not Smithville. We're not the county. So if you got a ticket inside of the city limits, that's us. If you got a ticket on 290 or 21 or 812, that's not us. But if you need to know where to find your ticket, we can still help you go in the right direction.
Right. You may have a Bastrop residence, may not be a Bastrop Municipal Court issue.
Correct, because we have multiple jurisdictions.
Right.
You've got 4 JPs, you've got multiple cities, all within Bastrop County.
Right.
So the county spread is large, but we only handle what BISD gives us that happens inside of the city limits and what the Bastrop Police Department gives us.
Well, cool. Well, Kim, this is terrific information. You guys are a tremendous resource. Thank you for representing the city as well as you do. And if people have questions, they can call you, right?
Call us. We're here.
Okay.
Absolutely.
A lot of good information on the website. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.